So I mean, typical
broke the
F1
game.
2016 style, we've got some glitches. Alright, so here we go. Round 17 of the PRL Formula 1 2016 Championship. Pole sitter Mebby, your points leader, by 13 points over Forza Alonso, who is starting 4th. El Majaco, 21 points back, is starting 3rd. My special guest, Hoodius, helping me call it in the booth here tonight. It's going to be nuts. Rain race, Hoodius. Here we go.
I'm excited for this.
So we are going to stick up front here with Mebby to see who gets the start. The tires are glitched. They have to be glitched. I hope they're glitched, because if not, only the 4th place guy is on wet weather tires.
If they're not glitched, we're going to have a hell of a turn 1.
This is going to be crazy.
Hey, there's Hootie way in the back. Hi, car.
Yeah, here he comes. Here he comes. I don't even know where I'm at. I'm here somewhere. Oh, it looks like Clogmonger and Pork Chops at least start in front of us, so that's good. So, they can try to get away quickly. All right, here we go. Pole sitter Mebby, waiting for the lights. His teammate McSendit behind him. Will that come into play? The 2 championship competitors behind them. Why are we not starting?
I was about to say, I do not even have my bar up to swap drivers right now.
I've got the bar. We've seen this before. Now we hear the engines. Somebody's revving. It's not ready yet. We have seen this before. Somebody was glitched out. It was El Majaco
at Monza.
Monza, yeah.
You know
Who knows?
It may possibly be me. Let me see. I'm going to back out.
It changed it. See if you can get back in, but we're going green here momentarily. And they're away. Mebby on the pole, looking to get a nose in front of his teammate. Oh, they almost came contact. Here comes McSendit up the inside. Sliding up the track. Mebby has got it, but no. They're side by side. Here comes Forza Alonso looking to the inside of El Majaco. McSendit's going to get the lead. Mebby to second. Oh, that has some serious championship implications as El Majaco fighting around the Haas of Forza Alonso right there. Oh my gosh, but he's off. El Majaco went off. He is back to 6th place now. One of the Ferraris looking to the inside of him as well. Brian Mosser glitching there. One of the McLarens at least. McSendit out front. Mebby in second. Forza Alonso third.
What are you talking
It's the
about?
Formula 1 race.
Why?
That looks to be Nick Dahi in fourth, right behind the Haas. Nick Dahi, yeah, he's in fourth. That's Ian's favorite driver, Nick Dahi, running fourth in the Red Bull. One of the Manners up there in fifth. No way that's Clogmonger. Ooh, we got one car off in the back. Not sure who that is.
It looked like one of the McLarens, but he was ghosted in the middle of the track, so I'm not sure if that was real.
That is HSVDT, who was spun off course there. So problems for him early on. Looks like problems for Aaron Webb, too. He is running 9th. Okay, this is completely screwed up. It's not in order.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it did look like that may be 2 different issues with HS, or would that be Brian if HS is up in? Let me see.
Oh wow, they're crashing in the middle of the pack here. El Majaco's made his way back to 5th. It was Clogmonger. Serious
lag out of one of the McLarens too. Huge jump on my screen.
We've seen that a couple of times so far. The McLaren, and they had issues last time as well. How in the world did Clogmonger go from last to 6th? And he was higher than that. He went off track. Unbelievable start for Clogmonger. We're trying to keep an eye on the front of the field because these guys are really battling it out to start this race off. Forza Alonso has been able to gap Nick Dahi there. Dahi was right on the rear wing, and you can see Mebby right on the rear wing of his teammate for the league. McSendit was able to get the lead off the start. And now, Mebby really trying to run him down. It looks so strange with those super softs on the car. Forza Alonso now creeping up behind him. So what do you think here, Hoodius? Now, Mebby has been driving without a teammate all season, and now he finally has a full-time teammate, and McSindit throws it into turn 1 and takes the lead away from him. He's not happy about that, surely.
Well, granted, this is the first time as teammates. This is definitely not their first race against each other, so he knows McSindit's race style. Not exactly shocking that he would do it. Not that he's a dangerous driver, but he's willing to take that 1-inch gap. So I don't think Mebby's sweating it right now. He wants to get into a groove. He knows Forza's behind him, Jacko's behind him. That's the big thing. And just go ahead and play out the rest of this race.
Championship implications looking good for him right now. And here comes Forza Alonso up the inside, though. He had this toe. Mebby is going to try to over-under him here, and it's not going to work out. Push Mebby to third, and Forza Alonso to second place in this race.
We may have had some contact that we missed. We got Ditch Witch and HSVDT, 19th and 20th right now, both in the back-to-back.
Yeah, that is something went wrong with Ditch Witch for sure. We know HSVDT was off there for a moment. All of these guys clicking in the fastest laps of the race at the front of the field. Nick Dahi was the one that landed with it because he has the toe from the 3 drivers in front of him. Now Dahi is looking to get around Mebby for third, and El Majaco's trying to run these guys back down after that first lap incident that he had with his off track as well. So a good recovery from Majaco, the lone Mercedes in this field now that Dubsy has moved on to brighter CSGO things. I'm wondering here, Hoodius, how hard does Mebby push here? What is he thinking as far as pit strategy goes? I would really love to have some numbers coming off of these cars on how quickly those tires are wearing out. But we know the rain is going to hold on to him pretty well. I mean, it's going to help tire wear. And is he thinking, well, do I risk a pass here in the wet, or should I try and make the pass in the pits?
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if he knows that Forza is pushing also. Maybe he just tucks back, lets Forza clear the way for him. And that's how he'll get around McSindit and then try to find an opening after that.
Well, he's definitely made that problem bigger because as you were speaking, Mebby had a half spin. He ghosted out, which was good. It allowed Nick Dahi to drive through him. Otherwise, we would have had an incident there. Whoa, one of the Renault's off. Not sure if that's Cooper Sonic or what, but he went straight to the wall. Cooper Sonic has retired from this session.
We got issues with Clogmonger. Clogmonger and J-Rod racing for position. Looks like coming out of the final turn to the straight. Clog had a little wheel spin there, just couldn't collect it, and just looks like a broken wing now.
So move J-Rod to 8th and Clogmonger. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, he was...
Mebby in the pits.
Yeah, Mebby has already come into the pits. I don't know if he got some damage off of that deal or what. And I'm guessing Cooper Sonic ended up with a... I'm thinking that looked like a controller issue. Maybe his controller died. He went straight off the track into the barrier. So Cooper Sonic out. Mebby, we saw the spin there. This is, wow, Aaron Webb has moved his way back to 5th. That is a fantastic run there. You can see K-Dog in 9th. We're going to see where Mebby comes out because we're trying to keep track of the championship competitors. 18th.
Now, this might actually, depending on his strategy, now, after the fact, we saw the spin and whatnot with Mebby. He probably had just an ill-handling car. So maybe part of the reason going in is he feels like these set of tires can make it the rest of the way and make a wing adjustment change. Try to get more grip. Maybe that's his thinking behind it.
You know, that's interesting because he would have to start on the wing adjustments that he ran in qualifying, correct?
Correct. That is correct.
You are talking about a car that was set up for low downforce in the dry. Now he is able to make adjustments to those wings, put more downforce on the car, and he is going to have more laps in a wet weather configuration. That could make a significant difference going forward. That's really interesting. Now look at this. We've got a race for the lead. McSindit trying to hold off Forza Alonso. Alonso with the toe down into that hairpin corner. Unable to make the move this time, but he is so close that we might see a move coming up shortly. Now, DRS zones are not enabled for wet weather racing, am I correct?
That is correct.
So we will not see the advantages of DRS, but there are a couple of straightaways long enough to give you a significant tow, giving the car behind an advantage in this situation. But also, like we said, these cars have dry weather setups on them, and the guys that get into the pits first are going to be able to change that a little bit to give yourself a little more downforce. It's going to be interesting to track Mebby and see what kind of laps he can turn in comparison to these guys up front.
Well, Mebby's about to cross the line. We go to the race director here, I'll tell you.
He was, I thought that might have been his first lap out, wasn't it? So he came out of the pits and was able to get going. We might have to check and see what this next lap is. But we are watching the battle up front between McSendit and Forza Alonso. It's super tight right now. Very, very tight. And we're getting ready to come up to the longest straightaway in Formula One.
Also, too, wow, we've had several stop-and-go penalties for exceeding track limits. Guys just sliding through certain parts of the track. Mebby was one of them.
Mebby was one of them. Well, there you go. There you go. Serving that penalty, getting into the pits quickly, getting the new tires on, getting the wing changes. Here we go. Forza Alonso for the lead. He's going to go to the outside as a McSendit, protecting that inside lane. They are side by side going into the hairpin. McSendit, a little bit of contact, nothing to be worried about there. But now Forza Alonso has the preferred line going into the final corner. Will he be able to make this pass stick? McSendit hanging tough. They're still side by side on the front stretch. It looks like Forza Alonso is going to be able to tuck right in front of him. McSendit, let's see if he can get a little bit of a draft. Not going to happen. Move him to the lead. Forza Alonso out front in this race with the points leader. Mid-pack, Judius. This is looking to be a huge race when it comes to this championship.
Indeed. And just an update on a channel favorite, K-Dog just overtook for the 8th position. I believe he's already up 5 spots in this race.
Moving into 8th. And look, there it is. Mebby. Fastest lap in the race. So whatever adjustments he made, working for him right now. Now let's look here, because that's interesting. We'll go to the race director real quick. We talked about Nick Dahi had the quickest lap of the race. Nick Dahi, that's glitched. I'm not sure what's going on with that, because those are not the actual times. What do we got for Forza Alonso? Yeah, 1 minute 54s. And maybe, well, no, that's not. That's.
I think Mebby may have just gotten into an accident trying to overtake several of the slow cars in the back.
Oh, no.
Yes, he is. I'm trying to look for wing damage right now.
Additional problems for the points leader.
Wing, it's hard to tell. Looks like it's intact, though. The Mercedes in front of him, though, definitely rear-ended somebody pretty hard, so I believe that was Jay Chasen. He'll probably have to come in for a pit. Yeah, he's just diving out of the way now.
Yeah, you can see he's got some serious issues on that car. So maybe a little bit of contact with another car, some issues, trying to get back up through this field.
See, that's the rescue play for that track position. He wanted a better handling car. He got the better handling car, but in these conditions with cars everywhere, it's so dangerous.
But you saw Forza Alonso firing back there as well. He's retaken fastest lap in this race.
Right now.
See McSendit, who is looking directly into his mirrors and seeing a Red Bull climbing all over him. Nick Dahi right there in 3rd. Elman Jacko in 4th, and Aaron Webb in 5th. This has been a pretty good run here for Aaron Webb, who started in the 10th position and has been able to steadily move his way up, only 11 seconds back from the leader right now. We wonder, is it possible, Judius, that we see Aaron get up here and contend as we see one of the Renaults flying off track behind him?
Well, as we've seen on the action already, anything's possible. 7 laps. How many offs have we had? Penalties that we've had. You know,
absolutely.
All you got to do is lose concentration for a split second, and it can cost you so much time. especially if you slide into one of the million gravel traps that are around this track.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught in there with the wet conditions that you have, because you might not end up getting out quickly enough to give yourself a chance at recovery.
Those rocks are going to stick to those tires for an entire lap.
Here we go. Nick Dahi's got a tow down this long, long straightaway. We're going to see. We know McSendit likes to protect that inside. He's not protecting it right now, but it doesn't look like Dahi's going to be able to challenge. He's at least going to wait one more lap. Forza Alonso is building a gap to these guys now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Dahi's trying to set him up for turn 1. Much easier, or I should say much safer passing opportunity in turn 1 instead of that hairpin.
And that hairpin ends up getting pretty tight. And we saw a little bit of contact between the Haas and the Force India there as the pass for the lead was being made. But no such luck in turn 1 right now for Nick Dahi. He's going to have to wait at least one more lap. But he really wants to get around him bad, Hoodius, because he's quicker. He's quicker than McSendit in second, and he doesn't want to allow Forza Alonso to get too far ahead.
Exactly. I know Nick's a very patient driver. He doesn't like to push issues, but that Haas in front of him, it's going to start pulling away more and more that he has to sit there and battle McSendit.
Forza Alonso, he's the guy that loves this, because with these guys battling, he's able to just make that gap out front. Mebby now.
Fastest
back.
lap again.
Yep, once more climbing to the fastest lap of the race. It seems, though, Forza Alonso's been able to fire back. It seems like Mebby is not a significant... it hasn't seen a significant increase in speed with those wing changes.
Right. No, it more so probably just helped distraction. In these conditions, it's going to be really hard to, like, really outlap somebody. Like, the speeds are going to be closer because we know the grip is down, the overall speed of these cars are down, so even though he's turning the fastest laps, to your point, it may only be a tenth or so. I didn't check the last lap time, but yeah, it's not totally significant.
So, I mean, now realizing that these guys were none able to prepare for this rain race. Now, if you had the opportunity, Hoodius, going into this race, how much downforce would you put on these cars for improved performance in the wet, considering that there's extremely long straightaways that could put you at a disadvantage as well? Would that come into play, or would you want as much downforce as you could get?
That would definitely come into play here. Normally, I would say give me the downforce as much as you can, give me that grip. But you're talking 2 extremely long straightaways and a couple intermediate straightaways between some of these turns. So it would be a very tricky call. For a situation like this, especially a track like this, I would have came with 2 setups. If I would have seen the heavy rain, I would have just started with the rain setup in qualifying.
Right.
You know, grab what you can get and prepare yourself for the long haul. But then again, I never challenged for a pole, so that's.
It's hard to say. I wonder how many of those guys did.
And we have an intense 3-way battle for 5th going on right now.
3-way battle
has
for
got
5th.
He has passed Lance, and they are both on Aaron's bumper.
So we are looking at Zusman. We know he's got the chutzpah to get up there and challenge. We've seen him running up front before. Aaron is off. That is unfortunate. Going to give that position away to Zusman. He comes back on the track under fire, and the Renault gets around as well. So Lance Stroll, PRL rookie, not the actual Lance Stroll.
I would be
Formula
making
1
fun of his
driver.
hair if it was.
So
We just had a retiree. I did not see that.
I missed that as well.
Yeah.
Pequeno, 100. Thank you for the follow, my friend. Whoa,
We have a
get
small
little
delay
bit
in these streams, so I could tell you it was Jay Chasen.
Jay Chasen out. So we've seen he had some issues with maybe.
Yep.
Pequeno, thank you for the follow, and welcome to the Night's Watch. I'd let everybody know. Got that Discord link in the chat. You want to hit that up if you're looking for people to race with, if you're looking for friends, people to talk sim racing and real racing with. We've got over 60 members in our Discord, and we chat racing all day, every day, so you want to hit that up. Also, remember, we got all the sound effects you could want there as well that you can utilize in chat as we're going. Evoking Vapors out there as well. Why is he not in this race? Wasn't he running Formula 1 here? Not sure what he's doing. He's going to hang out with us, which I'm fine with. I love you hanging out here.
Pleasure.
Metallica. Thank you
Hell yeah.
for the follow, my friend. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Night's Watch. That's good. I mean, that's fitting. Metallica has taken the black. I mean, come on, that's fitting.
Just an update, Mebe just overtook Brian for 13th.
I am a semi-professional
So
race
slowly
car
moving up
driver
the field.
and an amateur tattoo artist.
Maybe.
Now remember, pretty much everybody in front of Mebe too has to pit, so
Yeah,
when
that
that
is
starts
a question.
cycling around, he'll probably gain another. It's looking like maybe 5 positions based on spacing right now.
So Mebby is 40 seconds back from the race leaders. We're looking at what is probably a 24-second delta for the pit stop, you think?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a long pit road, but
Right.
I'm not sure. I might be going a little too much there. So, I mean, he's got a long way to go. He has dug himself a significant hole.
So if everybody has to pit in front of him and it stays the same, 24 seconds puts him around 5th place around the battle with Zeusman, Stroll, and Aaron.
So it could be worse, but still. Metallica says Frozen Toes sent me. Yeah, I know. I've watched you over on her channel quite a bit, actually. Glad that you're here, though. Leaf as well. He's a Frozen Toes guy. Frozen, of course, is a subscriber here, and we got to know each other from NASCAR Heat Evolution streaming, and now, of course, they've moved on to do something similar with the broadcasting on Forza 6. They're doing an IndyCar league. Nick Dahi here trying to battle with
I was
McSinnott
about to
for
say,
second.
Nick is driving the hell out of it. There's a lot of tail whip coming out of that car. He
He's
wants that
trying
spot
hard.
now. Oh, here he
Ooh,
goes.
what a fantastic maneuver to get to the inside of him, and he's going to push him out
Caught him
and
sleeping.
take that.
McSinnott
Wow.
was not expecting them to jump in like that on that entry. That was a nice power move by Nick.
Hello.
Fantastic move by Nick Dahi, able to take second place away.
Now he's
and yeah,
3.7 behind Forza.
setting his sights on the race leader now. He's got a little bit of a hole to dig himself out of, but he is firmly set on catching that Haas, and we're gonna have to see if he can make it happen. Gavin's hanging out here with us at 10 o'clock. School tomorrow. That's the next thing that we got to be worried about, right? You had a big nap, though, didn't you? How was your day at school? I didn't get to ask you.
Another update after his early troubles. HSVDT now up to 11th. Just
Wow,
over
that's
Nick
pretty
Pork.
good. He had that early
Yep.
spin, HSV.
Problem for HSVDT and Pork, though, Mebe is closing in.
Yeah, well, anytime you got Mebby coming, you know you got to be
That is
worried.
not a
'cause
man
he
you
is-
want in your rearview mirrors,
He
trust
is
me.
coming strong, no doubt about it. So what did you learn at school today? Anything, or are you guys still getting settled in? Oh, you're doing math? You're really good at math too, aren't you?
So we still got this nice 3-way battle going for fifth, and Mr. K-Dog is closing in. We might have a 4-way battle coming up shortly.
So we're looking here at Lance Stroll, who is following Zeusman. K-Dog, like Hoodia said, trying to work his way into this battle. K-Dog is he is not. What's the word I'm looking for? He is no stranger to points in this league.
That's correct. And
Because
plus, earlier this week in our GT3 Project Cars League, he had a very strong runner-up in the rain. Worse rain than this, so he's
Yeah,
not afraid to wheel it.
His first podium in the Project Cars League, if I'm not mistaken.
Second.
And there was one other guy. Okay, so his second, but there was one guy who got his first podium in the Project
Man,
Cars
if
League.
only we had a broadcaster to interview. Ah.
Well, you might get that next week. We'll see.
Actually, if he's still in here, so
Yeah, my iRacing exploits are not going great at the moment. We've been wrecking like crazy. You saw there El Majacco closing in on the rear wing of McSinnott because McSinnott had a little bit of a slip. Dahi able to pull a gap now, but Nick is losing time to the race leader. That is the problem right now. Forza Alonso has put 2 seconds on Nick Dahi since he got around. Nah, technically a second since he got around the Force India of McSinnott. What's up, Frozen? Thanks for stopping in. We got all kinds of Frozen Toes people in here.
oh no, Mebby! Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Mebby was on Porkchop's bumper and lost it on exit. He got on the gas, and there he goes. Frustration got the
Retired from the session.
That was not a crash out. That was frustration right there from Mebby.
Oh, no.
Yep, he was right on Pork's bumper. It looked like he just tried to accelerate to get him on the little straight before the next turn and just whipped it.
Ladies and gentlemen, our points leader has rage quit. He knew he was in trouble. He's already in a significant hole, and he has left the session after a multitude of issues. The points leader now out of this race, and the man who is 13 points back in second is the guy leading this race. You can see there, McSendit tried to make that power move around the outside. Nick Dahi is really, really working that inside in that corner. He is significantly stronger than those guys through that section.
That was the second attempt McSendit's done in the last half lap now, and by doing that, that's put Majacco right on their bumper now. Majacco has closed the gap.
Very crazy. What's up, Jonas? Hi from Germany. My good German friend Jonas hanging out with us. Technically Jonas, isn't it? It's Jonas. Let me make that proper. Glad that you're joining us. Jonas, if you are not familiar with what we are doing here, this is the Precision Racing League, and this is round 17 of their season, their 8th season. This is what I call the best Formula One league in the world, and it typically backs my hype up every single time, because we have photo finishes, we have late race battles, we have contact, we have 3 wide, everything. You get everything from the PRL. And tonight we are getting our first rain race, and we've not been disappointed, Udius.
No, we haven't. And we've actually had the first of the front runners pit. Lance Stroll gave up 6th to hit the pit road.
So the top running Renault into the pits. We saw Forza Alonso, our race leader, just navigating some lap traffic, and it looks like nope, he's not going to come in this time. I thought he was going to go straight there and work his way in. We are halfway through this race now. That was Nick Dahi.
I believe we just Dahi, yeah.
Yep, Nick Dahi into the pits. Wonder what kind of wing adjustments he's made.
I'm going to be watching him. I'm going to see where he comes out traffic-wise.
So Leaf's Justin, the winner tonight in Frozen Toe's 25% Texas race on NASCAR Heat Evolution. Hell yeah, man. Well done, Leaf. Looks like Frozen was second and Metallica third. So the top 3 in the chat here, hanging out.
Congrats, guys.
Yeah, well done.
Dahi comes out 7th.
So Nick Dahi now 7th in this race. He's got his teammate K-Dog in front of him. I'm sure K-Dog always a great teammate. If Dahi is quicker, he's going to allow him to move by. So that's good for Nick. He's going to have clear track ahead of him. And that's why those guys wanted to stay out longer, isn't it, Hudius? You wanted to see these guys stay out because we saw the early pit stop from Mebby, and they had tremendous problems in traffic. But these guys are able to come out with clear track.
Exactly, too. And just that really was like a lap and a half difference, like where Nick was compared to Lance Stroll. Like, Lance just had a really tough battle getting around Pork. It was very clean, but it's just so hard. You're missing that grip. So each pass just takes away so much time that you need.
And you've got to second guess everything that you do as well. You know, I mean, you know that you want to try and be aggressive, but being too aggressive and a slight slip, all you got to do is get into a corner just slightly too hot, a little bit of lockup, you run into the back of the guy in front of you, and you've got double trouble because your front wing's gone, and then you've got a pissed off league racer who is going to be, hacked off at you.
Head afterwards.
And yeah, I mean, and that's not something you want. You want to be respected by these guys as well. I mean, you don't want to have that hit happen to you. So now you can see Forza Alonso, our race leader, into the pits. Also, McSendit behind him. El Majacco, the only man staying out on track right now. So we're going to see where Forza comes out. K-Dog in as well, we hear.
Pretty much all the front runners. Aaron's in too. So
Forza Alonso with clear track. He's going to come out. Mighty Murph left the session. Not sure what happened there. Murph started high up in this race
disconnect.
as well.
He's sitting in 5th place right now. So his car's not destroyed. That just, unfortunately, probably a disconnect.
Oh, that really sucks for Murph, who's having a good run. Started well in this race and running well. Forza Alonso coming out second. Nick Dahi third now. And we're looking right there behind him is McSind. Looks like Dahi might have gained a little bit of a gap by pitting a little earlier than McSind there.
Oh, Murph is back.
Murph
Hopefully
is back.
he'll let
So
him back in the
yes.
car.
Wow, is that possible for him to hop back in and regain control?
I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. You should be, but
Well, let's track this. That would be really interesting.
for his sake, though, like we saying, he's having a great race today.
Yeah, I mean it's very cool because Formula 1 2016
No,
allows
his car is still ghosted.
Yeah, it allows the cars to stay ghosted on the track. So I mean, if you disconnect, then and you're running third, wow, he just came back to life.
Oh, fantastic.
Wow. Okay, so we know we give F1 2016 and Codemasters a lot of crap because there's a lot of glitches in this game. But Mighty Murph disconnected from the race, rejoined, and was able to regain control of his car. That is fantastic. That is an excellent feature. That is also a feature that I doubt many people know because we've had a lot of disconnects this season and nobody's tried to get back in. Could you imagine? You remember when Dubsy had his Mebby? All those guys disconnected, ghosted cars running around, and they're just like, shit. They never came back. Look at him. Murph is back. Wow, that is
threw
cool.
down the fastest lap, 152.
Did he?
Yep.
Mighty Murph in the pits now. So Murph is able to continue his run. He's got Zeusman on track taking positions now. McSind in fourth. Nick Dahi, who Hoodius mentioned, has the quickest lap of the race. 16 seconds back, 16.7 back from the race leader. Forza Alonso is 12.2.
Only 4 seconds back from Forza.
So that
that
gap is technically closed.
Yep. Yes, it has.
Because those guys were 5 to 6. Yeah,
stops.
absolutely.
So yeah, that short pit by Nick looks to be off so far.
I appreciate that, Metallica. Thanks for the kind words, man. And yeah, that is too bad NASCAR Heat couldn't do this. Oh my God!
Hey, it's okay. They're going to be an esports game. They'll get it.
Oh yes, esports.
My sides are not ready.
Yeah, I'm trying to be serious. But yeah, I mean, could you imagine all the disconnects that we've seen in NASCAR Heat? Oh my God.
We had my favorite one was he had 19 cars start Charlotte, 200 laps. 8 cars finished that race due to disconnects.
That's crazy. And did they actually? Did you not count that race because of the disconnects? I know PRL has disconnect rules.
No, it wasn't a masked disconnect, so that race counted.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
No, our masked disconnect happened at Kansas, but we were beyond 50%, so that was an official race.
I know, Frozen. We don't bash it too hard. Of course, Hoodius is running the NASCAR League very soon for the PRL. I still have fond memories. I came out of NASCAR Heat Evolution retirement the other day and picked up a win on Friday night.
He stole my win because I couldn't make it.
Right, exactly.
I should have those points.
So we don't bash it too bad, but we all know it's got its issues. It's got its issues. So we saw race leader El Majacco ducked into the pits, now rejoins in 4th place. McSind 7 points back from the leader, 7 seconds, sorry. 4.3 seconds back is Nick Dahi. So Nick Dahi out there battling on, trying to make his way up. That gap seemingly stabilized there. It's going to take some mistakes from the all-time wins leader, Forza Alonso. So, it's not very likely, but anything can happen. Let's move a little farther back in this field. 5th place right now. Zeusman in the Ferrari. Beautiful car. Absolutely best-looking car in the league as far as I'm concerned. So, Zeusman in 5th. You've got Lance Stroll, actual Formula 1 driver, in 6th. He should be doing better since he does drive these cars in real life. But, this is the toughest league in the world. I keep telling you. Here he is, a Williams driver. He's only running 6th. You guys got to listen to me, man. Come on. Pork Chops running in 7th. Absolutely good run for him, considering he started damn near dead last. So well done, Pork. He's in an intense battle here with K-Dog. 2 Game of Job's moderators fighting it out. Look at him go. We're going to stick with these guys for just a moment. But even throughout the field, Hoodius, fantastic battles here. The front has seemingly cooled off for the moment. We're going to have to keep track of Nick Dahi, but we've got some good battles right here running in the lower points-paying positions. And these guys absolutely want to battle it out for those points because every point counts towards the end of the season.
Absolutely.
NASCAR has issues, says Frozen Toes. She's confused.
And as we're going through the field, just a quick update. Dahi is losing time. He's 5.5 back from Alonso, who
So
threw down
Forza
a
Alonso.
hell of a lap for the fast. He was like 3/10 up on the previous fastest lap that Nick threw down to before.
We absolutely should expect it from the man. He's been on a hot streak. The last 5 races, only first and second. No worse than second. CJ says that I paid someone to wreck him at Indianapolis so he could win. Now, yes, I did have someone wreck you. No money exchanged hands, so it's completely legal.
I was about to say, how do you think Nick's going to be a future moderator?
There you go. There you go. Who was it, CJ, that he was actually racing with? I think it was.
It was Nick CM.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was because Nick came out of the pits in front of me. I ran him down, and then CJ ran him down. And there was a little bit of contact there, which gave me a significant lead to take home. And of course, Clutch with his big win was Richmond, was it, or was it Michigan? He's saying Michigan, so that must be it.
Yep. Clutch picked it up at Michigan.
All them Toyotas, man, winning them races. Hoodius, of course, is. Are you leading points? Is War Dude leading points?
Unfortunately, due to missing Indianapolis, War Dude has a 14-point lead on me right now.
There you go.
If I could have started and parked, we'd probably be tied with 2 races to go.
And where is CJ?
Unfortunately, CJ missed Watkins Glen, so he is sitting 30 back right now. So
Oh my
mathematically
goodness.
still in it, but he's going to need some disconnects. Majacco, wow.
Wow, that is a significant difference in lap time there.
Well, this,
These guys.
the track might
these-
start to be drying out just a touch.
It's
Maybe
a
a little bit more grip
possibility.
out there.
What is
But-
what?
Now, the
mean,
key to that is like if it dries out too much, though, you're going to start seeing some heat on these full wets.
Did he go to intermediates? Is the question.
Nope, still on full wets.
He's still on full wets, and that was like a second quicker than everybody else, wasn't it?
No, actually, they've all been Dahi and Forza both were jumping down into the
Okay, so
52 bracket.
52.5. 52.1.
So I'm
Still
watching
4/10. I mean, hell.
Watching Majacco right now, so this is what I'm thinking is the track's drying out just a smudge. I mean, it's still incredibly wet. I don't even think inners are to play right now. But he's able to run the line, go out then into the wet part, cool the tires back down, and then go back into
Right.
the dry line to keep
Right.
tire temp and grip.
KWP leaving the session there. Not sure what happened. We're watching El Majacco, who is running fourth. Of course, he is third in the championship standings, 21 back. So he's looking at really closing the gap to Mebby. And, of course, Forza Alonso is looking at leading this championship. Metallica says he knows a little bit about NASCAR heat, and Frozen says he knows a little bit about lagging out, too. So, yeah.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
KWP appears to be a disconnect.
Disconnect for KWP. That's a. Oh, Majacco's off! Straight off at the hairpin goes Majacco after the quickest lap of the race. He's pushing hard,
Push
and
too
that's
hard.
not going to help. Unfortunate there. Go back up front. Nick Dahi's still losing time and actually now under fire from McSinden. We got a race for second. Have to see here. Nick, of course, going off what seems to be offline, using that lower lane, and he is very much quick through that first little section of corners. Well, we're going to follow this here. I do want to go back through. I was looking. K-Dog, of course, right there in front of Aaron Webb. It was Pork Chops who peeled off the track. K-Dog 7th, Aaron 8th,
Yep.
HSVDT 9th, and Mighty Murph has fallen to 10th, but still in this race.
Yep. Pork had to make his pit stop.
Clutch says NASCAR Heat should let Jobs, Frozen, Metallica, Justin, and Hoot make the game. I don't know, man. I mean, I would love a shot at doing something, but I don't.
I was about to say, Clutch, do you really want 50 Kurt Busch paint jobs? Because that's what you get if I make the game.
50.
I'm bringing back the Sharpie car, damn it.
He ain't even got a ride. Hoodius is going to put him in every car.
Hell yeah.
Hey, War Dude, we were just talking about you, man.
War
Points
Dude's gonna
later in the NASCAR Heat Evolution League, Season 2.
I'm keeping an eye on this battle for ninth between HSVDT with Mighty Murphy right on him. So I'll let you know if we have anything good happen here.
We'll check into that right now. McSendit's got a draft on Nick Dahi. And he's going to dive down to the inside, power it in there, into the hairpin. He's going to make it stick. Nick Dahi trying the over-under. It's not going to work. Move McSendit back to second place in this race. But Dahi's right there, man. Right on the rear wing. Hoodius was talking earlier about the fact that the turn 1 pass is seemingly easier, safer at least. But it doesn't look like he's going to be able to challenge him here. Now, we know Nick Dahi is better on the inside groove. So will he be able to utilize that? Look at McSendit protecting. He's protecting that groove now. There you go. He's learned his lesson. And the Force India driver is second place once more. Yeah, rather Kurt Busch than Danica, Clutch says.
Actually, we just had a nice sportsman move. Murph trying to make a move on HCC, gave him a little bit of tire, moved him out of the way, and then gave the spot back. And then immediately started fighting for the position again. That's how we do it.
Yeah, I always like that because, you know, these guys, that's why league racing is the best. I've been getting frustrated on iRacing recently because it's still technically random racing. It's organized, but the races you're running with random people. You do see a number of the same guys, and you know how they race. But there's nothing stopping them from diving in and just pushing you out of the way and moving on. But in league racing, you have that camaraderie, you have the friendship, you also have a rule set and penalties that can be assessed. And, you don't want to become known as the wrecking guy in the league. And that's a completely different dynamic. And we see those sort of give-backs when somebody steps over the line, Hoodius. And that's why, for me, I miss league racing myself and love it considerably more than anything else.
Well, to that, I say Project Car 2's come out in 7 weeks, Jobs.
There you go. I'm ready.
Speaking of not being the wrecker in the league, a little bit of drama unfolding. It seems Mebe is a little unhappy with his teammate. It seems like maybe some of that contact gave him some of his early troubles.
So we're talking about that first lap, first corner battle that put McSendit in the lead, and I'm guessing maybe in the chat is not happy, huh?
A little passive-aggressive there. no cuss words, but a little...
well, that's better than full-on
cheer.
aggressive, I guess.
Leave it at that. A little bit of cheer.
Oh, man. Everybody's having fun in the chat. We're having fun here watching this race. Honestly, a tame race as far as the race for the lead goes when we're talking PRL racing.
Yeah, once they got the filter out, though, I mean, we had a hell of a first 10 laps.
Would you say
but once we started the pit cycles, just goes to show track position was everything.
Right. And it did. It showed with Mebby. With that early problems, he come in and was stuck in traffic and never recovered.
Yep.
Never. A lot of Danica talk going on. I think we're about done with her, honestly. If they're going to get rid of Kurt, they're going to get rid of Danica too, surely.
I still don't think they're done with Kurt. The more I kind of read into that is more of they didn't pick up his current contract. I wouldn't be surprised if they, take a little bit less money, because I still don't know if Monster's going to sponsor him next year now that they've got the series sponsorship, so I have to see how that works out.
There's so many rides open is the thing. I mean, the only rides we know that isn't open is the Hendrick boys. I mean, they're set.
That's the thing, though. I mean, even though they haven't had the wins, Haas has had some pretty good cars this year. So would you take a little bit less money to stay in a better quality vehicle or go to a lower funded team? And we know Kurt didn't exactly have the greatest of 5 years when that was happening. So if I was
That's
him,
true.
you know, you won the Daytona 500,
Unexpected
newly
pleasure.
married, you're happy in life. Yeah, you don't need all the money in the world.
There
Stay in
you
the
go.
41 so I can drive it.
Igor, thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Night's Watch. Wardude says he likes all drivers except for Dylan. He's a dweeb. Dylan is
Is a dweeb.
a former target of mine, the North Carolina cowboy hat wearing grandson of Richard Childress. But I must say, Austin Dillon is a really good race car driver. I can give him all the crap I want, but he's actually very good.
Whatever.
And he's got that win in the bank now.
I was about to say he can maybe put it in the fence as good as me, but that's only a maybe.
Evoking Vapors, thank you for the bits, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. We're coming to the end of this race, Hoodius. We've got a total of 6 laps remaining. It's not looking like we're going to get a battle for the lead. It's going to take a mistake.
Oh, no, Murph.
What happened with Murph?
Murph, that was a retire. That wasn't a leave the session.
Oh,
here.
okay.
Hopefully. Trying to check the logs to see.
But we're not...
Terminal damage.
Terminal
That's the
damage
third
for
car
Murph.
with terminal damage. And I believe over the last 2 weeks, that makes like 7 or 8 cars with terminal damage and no safety car.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I we got a lot of runoff area here. This is the last time we're gonna have runoff area because we're ending the season on 2 street circuits, so that's gonna be different.
A very tight circuit and then an insanely tight circuit.
We've got Australia and Monaco coming up, the final 2 races of the season. So it's going to be a different skill set than what these boys are using here. Like I said, you're not looking like we're not going to see a battle for the race lead. You know, you don't expect Forza Alonso, the all-time wins leader, and who will come out of this race with the points lead, to make mistakes. So, you know, right now you can see the race for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. These guys, there's a gap between them, but they're right there. Any kind of mistakes can create a battle here. Let's go through the field as we go. We talked about Majako in 4th. Zeusman here in 5th, having a really good run. Lance Stroll, the PRL rookie, is in 6th. Fantastic debut for Lance in the Renault. Canadian boy.
We just had an overtake. Aaron just took 7th place from K-Dog.
There you go. Aaron Webb up to 7th here over K-Dog in 8th. K-Dog having a good run as well. He was not feeling good going into this race, but looking good right now. HSVDT in 9th after a first lap spin. Took him to 20th. Pretty good recovery from the McLaren driver. J-Rod holding down the final points paying position in Hoodius's McLaren there. Going to town. 57 seconds back from the race leader.
And
A little farther back, Ditchwitch is the other driver in...
this has actually been a great battle. They have swapped positions back 3 times in the last 30 seconds since you've been going through the field. I've been watching these 2.
Now, these are former teammates here, Ditchwitch and Pork Chops. I'm not sure why Ditchwitch is not in the Sauber.
That's because it put me in the Sauber for whatever reason.
Oh, okay. So, a little bit of a swap here, but these guys were running most of this season as teammates, Pork Chops and Ditchwitch. And, of course, great battles between them. Ditchwitch now back on a wheel. Of course, he had surgery on, was it a rotator cuff? Or was it a hand? Not sure what
it was a shoulder. Yeah.
Shoulder,
So it may have been
okay.
rotator.
So, yeah, he was running on controller for the early part of the season because that shoulder was still hurting him if he tried to use a wheel. But now back using the wheel and definitely showing progress because of it. He's also very quick in Project Cars as well. Fought with him for a couple of seasons. But Ditchwitch 11th, Pork Chop in 12th. Brian Mosser here in 13th in the other McLaren. Not sure if that was Brian who was bouncing around early in the race, but we saw some McLaren issues there.
I do believe that was HSVDT early on in the race, but it seemed to have leveled out.
I think he is also an Australian, so that's another one of those guys we were talking about the connection changes. So he might see progress from that as well. Clogmonger in 14th in the other manner. Psycho Sui, I guess. This is another PRL rookie here in the Williams.
I saw that name earlier and didn't even try.
They always make it hard on me. 15th place here.
We might have a battle for third. Nick just drove through turn 1 really hard, slid the tires, but I believe Majako just did a little bit of the same. Excuse me, that would have been turn 12, not turn 1.
So Forza
Stupid
Alonso
long
here.
straights.
Yeah, he's Forza Alonso here working traffic. He's got around Psycho Sui and Brian Monser there. McSendit is 8 seconds back. No real danger there for the lead. And Hudius was talking about Nick Dahi here with a little bit of an off track. You can see him sliding around. Not sure if maybe he's used up those rears or what. I mean, obviously, we're dealing in low traction conditions, but...
I was about saying, it's not totally shocking to see Nick whip it out of corners either. He's one of the no assist at all kind of guys who just loves to get every bit out of that car.
Aaron is running 7th in this race, Clutch. So
Which we know how much he loves these rain races, so he'll probably walk away with this very happy with that finish.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be too upset, really.
Nope.
Is that Kate? Oh no, we're still
even with their
watching
issues,
McDonald.
Dahi has about a second and a half over Majako, so not tight yet at the moment.
Majako would very much like to get that position as well, because that is going to improve his chances of leapfrogging Mebby, who is out of this race. That was the story from the midway point. Of course, Mebby had a lot of issues in the early part of this race. Had a battle with McSendit for the race lead, and he claims he got some damage from that, which caused him to spin, which cost him a couple of positions, came into the pits to try and get new tires and fix the damage, and ended up getting caught in with some lap traffic, not necessarily lap traffic, but some guys farther back in the field, which cost him the entire race. So out of the race is the points leader Mebby, 6 wins on the season, and now he's going to be looking up at these guys in the point standings, or at very least, Forza Alonso if he continues his winning ways here. Alan BR, thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Night's Watch. We were talking about it earlier, guys. Hit that Discord link up. I just posted in the chat. We got over 60 members in our Discord. We're talking racing and sim racing and all kinds of things all day, every day. Very supportive community. Definitely a hotbed of activity for league racing. So if you're looking to race in a league like this, then that is definitely a place that you would want to hang out. The PRL is welcoming to all, and we love it dearly, don't we?
And as the last week showed, we have some hot Dragon Force talk every once in a while, too.
There you go. So, your favorite driver, Ian, Nick Dahi, is running in 3rd, and he is looking at the Mercedes of El Majako, the defending PRL champion, right there trying to get around him. You're the Red Bull? Yeah, that's Nick Dahi. It's funny because my kids watch my videos every now and again. And my announcing videos anyway, because they want to do their own announcing. So Ian has learned Nick Dahi's name. He's learned a couple of guys' names from the racetrack that I announce at. And you'll hear him pull those out every once in a while. Now, I know Nick was pretty proud when he found out that he was on the lips of a young fan.
Alright. White flag is out.
White flag here.
Jacko had a little slip coming out of that final turn. He was right on Nick. I know he wanted to try to set up something for turn 1, but that wheel spin cost him.
Right. We're watching that battle. Out front, though, the man of the hour, Forza Alonso, looking for win number 5 on the season here at China, and looking to take control of the points lead with only 2 races left on the schedule.
Oh! Maybe a little contact right there. That was super close.
Dahi and Majako still battling it out. Majako's going to want to get down that long straightaway. McSendit 10 seconds back from the race leader. But Forza Alonso, hey, he hasn't put a wheel wrong. I mean, you talk about this guy. He started 4th. He has not put a wheel wrong in this race. Just as solid as ever. And he's looking to be rewarded with his 5th win, Hoodius.
Yeah, he's done an incredible race. He was patient early. He didn't force the issues. He saw the Force India's guys going at it. Just, took his time, made the overtakes, and then ran away with it. He's had a perfect race.
He nearly makes it look easy.
Majako.
Oh, issues
Majako
for
really
Majako
wanted
there.
it. He really wanted it. So.
He was trying. He was trying hard, but that cost him. He lost the draft, and that's going to be it for that battle. But here he is. Round 17, Forza Alonso's going to take the championship lead and the race win in China. Fantastic race by Forza Alonso. Let me look at this here. Because not only is he the championship leader, not only has he won 5 times this season. That is win 35 of his PRL career. Win number 35 of his PRL Formula 1 career.
That's amazing considering the talent in this league.
Second guy on the all-time wins list is Renarque with 19. 35, 19. That's the difference. That's how dominant this guy is. And he is proving it here once again. No matter the weather, rain or shine, Forza Alonso the guy to beat. Really fantastic stuff. Yeah, Vapors was talking about he lives close to Aaron. He's the one that brought him here. Well, we're glad to have you here. More Dude was asking about the Chevys. We were just talking about that a little earlier, and we love it. We absolutely love it. Ditch Winch, look at her.
I was about to say, Ditch Winch, bringing it in style for that final point.
He's happy with that final point. And that's probably the first point a Manor has scored all year.
Yeah, I was about to say, he probably had a more eventful race than what he wanted. And I have a glitch on my screen because K-Dog is 9th place 5 different times.
Ooh, well.
Fantastic.
He'll take that point. He'll take those points 5 times. Douglas, thanks for the follow, my friend. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Night's Watch. Yeah, 35 wins. This is win number 35. And don't go nowhere because we're going to get him in here for an interview as well. There he is. The Mexican Forza Alonso.
Why is
Do a call
taking the lead.
Lance Stroll. Really, really nice race by him. Had a clean race all race long.
Absolutely.
Very solid finish for a rookie.
Let's not shake a stick here at McSendit's 2nd place either, because I think that's his best finish of his young PRL career as well, because he is fairly new.
Even though he didn't get a point, Pork Chops, +8. He unfortunately had the disconnected qualifying start in the very back, drove his way. He was battling for a point there at the end. He was only a couple seconds behind his teammate in Ditch.
Clogmonger was unlucky there too, because he started in the back there with Pork Chops and was running as high as, I think, 5th at one point.
Yeah, he had that amazing start, and then unfortunately had issues after that.
McSendit, man, well done. Great race.